4070 and 4060 are real, and they're coming. NVIDIA's going to give us a future glimpse of what the future holds, and AMD's future is copying Intel and losing market share. Let's get into the hot news, everybody. I'm your Brett host. We're going to be going over the hottest tech news I can find on the internet while you enjoy your breakfast this Tuesday, March 21st, 2023. And we're going to start off today talking about the unveiling of the Noctua 4080 GPU that officially launched yesterday. They already teased this back at CES, but now it's officially available. This thing is actually even bigger than the 30 series Noctua editions, which was already 4 slots. Now it's 4.3. It was redesigned from the ground up to cool the mighty whopping behemoth of the RTX 4080. But the thing you're going to want to know is that it costs $1,650. Yes, my friends, for a 4080, which is already too expensive at $1,200, it is more expensive than an RTX 4090. You're paying for the luxury there. I do have to question who this is for, especially when if you're going to spend a total of $1,600 on a 4080, why are you not water cooling it? What about the Noctua edition really fulfills that void in your life where you're like, this is it? It could be if you're putting it in the fractal north like I did with the 30 series, or it could be, let me know why this makes sense. And Gigabyte is letting us know that the RTX 4060 and 4070 are real, they are coming, and they are found in the software of Gigabyte's version 23.0, 3.0, 2.01. You can see that it has default color for the 4070 12 gig and the 4060 8 gig products, which we're expecting the 4070 to be launched on April 13th. We're expecting the 4060 to come out sometime in May. And as you're trying to prepare for that, you should check out today's video sponsor, Jawa. I love Jawa because it's a marketplace for gamers by gamers, making sure that you have trusted people that you can buy and sell hardware to or from. Whether you want to list it privately or purchase from one of their verified sellers, you can make sure that you're having a good experience flipping your PC parts or just selling any sort of excess parts that you have lying around. The United States has needed this for many years, and I'm glad that it's finally here with Jawa. They've got a great Discord community with over 8,000 members, so you can converse there in case you're trying to understand the entire landscape of the PC market. Jawa is really there to not just be a place where you're buying and selling things like a regular marketplace, but rather be your destination as a gamer to understand, to trust, and to be able to get your goods sold or bought. So full PCs, PC parts, but if you're looking to upgrade to the 4060, 4070, you can actually sell your GPU directly to Jawa, whether it be a 10 series, an R9 380. They accept a whole variety of different GPUs that you can go through their website for, get an offer for it in case you don't want to go through the hassle of selling it to a private party. Jawa will take care of it for you and pay you for your GPU. So check out Jawa at the link in the video description. Check out their GPU trade-in program to prepare yourself for the upcoming 40 series, hopefully lower end launches. You might have to wait for a 4050, honestly, if you're gonna afford anything. Everything seems so ridiculously crazy. $1,650 for a Noctua cooler? Anyways, big thanks to Jawa for sponsoring today's video. And we're going to talk a little bit more about GPUs because there's a 4070 Ti I want to discuss. The pricing's not relevant here. It's just the uniqueness of the cooling situation. The Maxsun 4070 Ti MGG has 5 fans, 3 on the front, and then you can see it's got 2 little doodle-bops that are cooling down the entire heatsink along the side. And on top of that, it has a removable RGB bar that's on it in case you don't want it on there. I think this is a gorgeous looking graphics card. I absolutely love the rounded corners on this design. Let me know what you think of it down below in the comments, and NVIDIA is going to let you know what they think of GPUs for the future. You're likely going to hear a ton of talk about AI, ChatGPT, large language models, neural networks, all of the machine learning AI acceleration that you could possibly handle at GTC this year, which is actually taking place today at 11 a.m. Eastern. We likely will be live streaming that here on UFD Tech, as well as over on our Twitch channel, which if you come watch us on Twitch, we're actually going to be giving away this PC right here, 7950X3D, 7900XTX, big ol' PC giveaway. We're giving it away on Friday, but you have to watch us on Twitch. It's going to be great, but we're going to enjoy NVIDIA discussing all the things that they have to talk about at GTC. It was 5 years ago that we actually got the unveiling of the whole ray tracing model that they brought out with their Volta architecture, that Star Wars ray tracing scene that everybody came to know and love. So it's hard to know whether or not they're going to show off a new architecture, if they're going to show off new technology, with how many billions of dollars they stand to make when it comes to selling their graphics cards and accelerators to businesses for AI. I think gamers are going to be a smaller and smaller part of their portfolio, and likely a smaller and smaller part of their focus when it comes to communication. So don't expect that this is going to be targeted towards gamers. A lot of these advancements likely might make their way into the mainstream GPUs in a few years, but for the way that it is, It's just interesting to watch Jensen talk about the things he's excited for, because you get to see the mind of the CEO of one of the largest companies in the world and see where he's positioning himself to take over for the future. I'm intrigued by it, even if every single comment in the live stream is going to be like, when is he going to talk about the graphics cards? So it's a great experience, which is what UFD Deals is, even when Reece doesn't give us anything but Pepsi.
Yo, welcome back to UFD Deals, bringing the hottest tech deals out on the internet. Happy Monday, everyone. Yeah, it's Monday. Don't listen to your calendars. I didn't skip UFD Deals yesterday because yesterday was Sunday. We don't do UFD Deals on a Sunday. But we do have some nice deals for you today with the Acer Nitro KG271U. This 27-inch 1440p up to 170Hz monitor with HDR support is currently going for only $179.99, which is $70 off and the lowest price in 30 days. And then next up, we have the Intel Core i7-12700K. This 12-core CPU with 8 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores is currently going for only $258.99, which is $191 off when you use the included promo code. And those are the deals. You can find more linked down in the video description. But until next time, I'm gonna hand you off back to Brett for the rest of your hot news. Cheers.
Thank you, Reece. You know what's also a good deal? Affordable electric vehicles is one of the main stopping points for people to not pick up an EV is the price, and Volkswagen's trying to address that with their upcoming ID2 All more affordable EV coming in at the price point of roughly $27,000. So they showed off a concept of this vehicle. It's supposed to have a 279-mile range and essentially take the platform that they're building out for the ID4 and others and then shrink it down into a more compact, affordable size. But on top of them discussing the ID2 All, they also talked about how they're going to try to subsidize this by selling battery cells to Ford and try to reduce the EV cost as it figures out the mining component of getting lithium and other parts of their batteries to make sure that, number one, they're sustainably done, and two, more profitably done for them, because that's going to be the key point to getting EV costs down. And AMD is constantly looking to get down with new technology when it comes to how they're going to be bringing out their CPUs. And while Intel came out with the hybrid architecture for x86 chips first, looks like AMD is going to be following right in their footsteps, because we actually have testing information on the first big little CPU design by AMD. It's going to have 2 Zen 4 cores as the big boys and then 4 Zen 4 C cores as the little ones, which, as far as I'm aware, the C cores have really only been implemented on Chromebooks, but I could be mistaken on that. But those are supposed to be the little more power efficient cores, but the hybrid architecture does look like something AMD is going to be embracing. So this is actually going to be called the Phoenix 2 processor, and it's not quite clear when this will come out. It's not going to be launching with the Phoenix processors, but however, the benchmark that we found it with does seem to indicate that somebody outside of AMD has actually begun to test these CPUs, and we're going to see this being implemented moving forward. Whether or not this is going to be in the mainstream desktop Ryzen platform, if we see something like an 8950X come in with 12 big cores, 12 little cores, I don't know how they'll divide it up. Intel's really been confusing me with their choice in numbers as well, but we might start to see the same approach, especially when it comes to laptops. It makes a lot of sense to have these power efficient cores because then you can maximize battery life. I still not a huge fan of it for desktop PCs, but it is a way to keep the power draw down, which we've seen with the 7950X, that AMD is also going to be gobbling a lot of power juice as they continue to march on forward with giving us more and more power in the CPUs. And it looks like they're going to have to give us more, because according to new reports, AMD is not doing too hot in the desktop CPU market. You kind of see the writing on the wall when it came to Ryzen 7000 and the launch there. Not a ton of people super excited about it, especially because of the pricing, and it turns out that Intel's 12th and 13th gen offerings are enough to get consumers to switch over. According to industry analysts, they said that AMD looks to no longer be gaining share in the PC space, and that Intel has put forth a better product roadmap and executed on it, and the hangover in the PC space due to work from home boom during the pandemic and subsequent inventory correction has run its course. But also addressing the fact that Intel, while it may be doing well in the gaming sector, you got things like the 13500, 13900K, 13600K, all delivering exceptional bang for buck when it comes to the amount of cores and performance that you're getting versus the AMD competitor. When it comes to data center, they are not doing great. They are severely losing market share to Epic and all of the products that AMD has. And even though they launched Sapphire Rapids recently, it's likely not going to be good enough to compete with what AMD has on the market. However, Intel's looking to bring in back high-end desktop, which is going to coincide with AMD launching Threadripper 7000 high-end desktop to get more competition in that step before you get into the enterprise cloud compute and all of the server infrastructure. We're in a really interesting interesting time. AMD's winning when it comes to all of the big money, high margin, major contract chips, but when it comes to the average everyday gamer, it looks like Intel has been winning back the people. Is this your experience? Do you think more about Intel going in your system than AMD? Let me know down below in the comments, and I'm gonna let you know that today's episode of Hot News is over. Don't forget, we are giving away this high-end gaming PC. Again, come watch us over on Twitch, or come watch us for the GTC Keynote if you're around at 11 a.m. Eastern today. Otherwise, I will see you back here for more of the hottest tech news tomorrow, my friends.